Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Hernandez has now been added to the main card of UFC 249, Khabib versus Ferguson, and I can't wait for this fight. I like this fight. It's not the fight I would have made right now, I'll be honest with you guys. I probably would have made Islam Makhachev versus Diego Ferreira. I think that would be a much better fight, to be honest with you. Is it just me? Two streaking contenders, but they've gone with Alex Hernandez. I don't mind it. Alex Hernandez is a dangerous guy. He beat Beneil Dariush. He beat Olivier Aubin-Mercier, who's only lost to top talent. I think, if I'm correct, and he's been competitive in those fights that he's lost as well, and then he beats also Francisco Trinaldo when he tore out his shoulder in the first round. I credit Alexander Hernandez a little bit more than other people do, I feel. He's very good. A lot of people hear him talk on the microphone and do these interviews where he says this stuff, and they don't like him. And they base their opinion on his fighting technique because of that. I don't think that's a very smart thing to do. I think he's a very good fighter, and I think he's a threat. Not enough of a threat to beat Islam Makhachev. Not enough, I don't think. He has threats. He can land that big shot like he did against Beneil Dariush. He is very awkward on the feet. And he is by far maybe the best striker that... I mean, yeah, I think he probably is the best striker that Islam Makhachev has ever fought. If you look at Islam Makhachev's record, Nick Lentz, Gleason Tebow, Kajan Johnson, Armand Sarukian, Davey Ramos, Jiu-Jitsu expert, Chris Wade, Leo Kuntz. Sorry. His name is Leo Kuntz. Wow. His name is Leo Kuntz. That is crazy. He lost to Adriano Martins, who was also a very decent striker, by a TKO in the first round by a punch, so he can be cracked. He does cut a lot of weight. This is a dangerous fight. However, I feel like if there was a time for Islam Makhachev to work a very offensive wrestling game, this would be the time. Alexander Hernandez is not a guy you want to just feel out the feet with. Do what you're good at, Makhachev. I feel like that's what they're going to go for here. I think they're going to have to show just grappling dominance. I don't think Islam Makhachev is going to want to be on the feet too long with Alexander Hernandez because he can crack and he's fast and he comes in at unexpected angles that only an elite striker is really used to. You know, you don't see a lot of these wrestlers that then turn to striking, like, be able to deal with certain weird styles of striking. They don't have that experience. Like, they spend their years in wrestling, whereas the strikers would do their young years in striking. It's just a technique you have to build up. Alexander Hernandez has a weird style. It's like TJ Dillashaw-esque, but he hits a lot harder, of course, because he's at lightweight. He's dangerous, man, and he's healthy. And he's coming in, and he's signed a fight with Makhachev. That's how you've... And I said this about Kutalaba and Ankalaev. You've got to respect it, man. Even if he fucking loses. I know people are going to shit on him 100% because he talks a lot of shit. He's had his ass whipping from Cerrone. Alright, we've seen it happen. He's been humbled. He's bounced back. He's won some fights. Even though the Trinaldo fight was close, I thought he won that fight. Some people didn't. I get it. It could go either way. But let's just... He tore his shoulder out in the first round. Can he get a break? And if he wins this, he's just rejuvenated his entire career. So it's a good move for Hernandez. It's all or nothing. If he loses, he'll just return to the pecking order. He's a very young guy anyway. How old is he? 27 years old. Still got a good 5, 6, 7 years left of him. Who knows? If he stays in the UFC, that is. I just feel as though he's very dangerous, but Makhachev is just too big, man. And I hate that that's a factor. I fucking hate that. Because Hernandez is a big boy. But Makhachev is huge, man. And he's very strong. I think Hernandez could actually land a big KO punch in the first round, but I just don't see it happening. I feel like Makhachev's going to go out there. He's been very good recently. He's been very tight defensively with his striking as well. When he first came into the UFC, he was a little bit more wild with his striking. He hadn't learned respect. You know, there's not a lot of great strikers around in Dagestan. Before you roast me, I know there is. But that's not their priority. They seem to have this wrestling-based style, you know? And when you don't focus on striking in the camp, it's not going to be the best in the world. And he came into the UFC, and he hadn't been shown levels of striking. Adriano Martins smashed him in the first round and KO'd him. And since then, he's been a lot more technical, a lot more controlled, and a lot more defensive. He gets better every single fight. I'm actually going to pick Islam Makhachev here. I think he's going to win. I picked him in a lot of fights recently as well, even though people seem to think I hate Dagestanis. I have actually picked Islam Makhachev. I think he's going to win. I do. I think he's got it in the bag. Islam Makhachev's going to go out there, be the bully against Alexander Hernandez, work him against the cage. He's not going to want any of the striking, but I'll tell you fucking this, man. Hernandez signed the fucking fight against Makhachev. He's got balls. He thinks he can do it. That's what that tells me. There's no way you're signing a bout with Makhachev if you're injured. I would love to have seen Makhachev take on a much better opponent, but Hernandez is all we've got right now. He's signed the fight. I like the cojones from Hernandez. I don't want anyone to roast him because he deserves some respect for this. I think he could go out there and maybe shock the world. I'm not willing to bet on it though. We'll see what the odds are when fight night comes around. You know me. You know me. If I see some juicy odds on Hernandez, like if there's some stupid like 2-1 fit, like I might switch my mind up. But right now, from a logical perspective, before I've even seen the fucking odds, Makhachev wins. Of course he does. He's a beast. You know, you don't go 7-1 in the UFC and be on a, what, 7-fight win streak right now? Is he on a 6-fight? No, 7-fight win streak right now. He's 8-1 in the UFC. You don't do that unless you're some kind of special. Undefeated before then, M1. That's all I recognise in terms of a name here from a former promotion. He was winning a lot of fights. He does go to decision a lot. He seems to lack a little bit of power. Ugh, I want to pick Hernandez, man. I actually don't mind him as a pick here. Now that I'm breaking down this fight, I don't even mind Hernandez as an underdog. I want to see these fucking odds. And I don't know where to find them. Someone tell me the fucking odds in the comment section below. Because if they are juicy enough, I'm going to put it all on the fucking line. And I'm not betting money, but I'm betting my pride in my prediction. Okay? Because my reputation's on the line when I predict these fights. I don't put money on the line. But there's a lot at stake. My head is at stake. You know, my reputation as the guru is at stake here. I think Hernandez could get it. I think... Fuck! I hate this, man. I'm going to pick Hernandez by fight night and whatever. I know Makhachev should probably win. I'll probably end up picking Hernandez. Sorry. Makhachev's 5'10". I don't think that's true whatsoever, by the way. That's not fucking... Hang on a second. You're telling me Islam Makhachev... He's like 6 foot. Am I correct? There's no way. Khabib's 5'10". And Makhachev's taller than Khabib. This Sherdog has got it all wrong. Let me look up Islam Makhachev's fucking Tapology real quick. Because Tapology's the more trustworthy site. I'm sure they'll have the correct height here. Where is it? How tall is he? 5'10". No, he's not, man. Why is this lying to me? I'm going to pick Hernandez then. If he actually is 5'10", Hernandez is 5'9", and he's a big, bulky guy for that weight as well. I would favour him in a fight against Sarukian. And Sarukian had a very good fight against Islam Makhachev. I'm picking the underdog in Hernandez. And that's final. And I know I'm going to pick him come fight night, so I'm just going to get it over and done with now. I'm picking Alexander Hernandez to win this fight by KO in the first round. I think he's very good. I think he's very awkward. I think he's very unorthodox. I think he's going to come out and know that he has to set a pace early. He signed this fight for a reason. He knows he's going to win. I'm going for the KO in the first round by Alexander Hernandez. And then once he wins this, and whoever wins this is like... You're one fight away from getting like top 5 opponents. Like this puts you in a very good spot in the rankings. Because these guys aren't the most highest ranked in the division. Like there's other guys like Diego Ferreira that are a little bit higher up the division. Guys like Charles Oliveira, Gregor Gillespie, Ally Quinta. There's those floaters behind. But whoever wins this one is a big name. Because if Hernandez is already a known guy, but not as well known as Islam Makhachev. Makhachev's got like over 1 million Instagram followers. Like he's very popular in Russia. So if he wins this, he has all the steam, and he's probably going to call out Kevin Lee, and that will propel him up the rankings. So there's a lot at stake here. And if Hernandez wins, he'll steal all the steam from Makhachev, be this guy, and I know he's going to talk shit before the fight as well, and probably have some antics at the weigh-ins, probably. If he wins and pulls this off, which I think he actually could, I reckon he could do this. He's going to be maybe the biggest guy around, like the biggest star outside the top 10, for sure. And he's going to have all the bragging rights to maybe call out Kevin Lee. Would he do that? Or maybe would he call out Ally Quinta and talk trash to him? Who knows? But he's going to be on the main card of a pay-per-view. He's not normally main card pay-per-view worthy, but he's with Makhachev now. And who knows? With this card, they might be co-main event. This card has no clear layout of a card right now. They have Uriah Hall, Jacare Souza, which I think might be the co-main event. Who knows? Jessica Andrade, Rose Namajunas. Who knows? Makhachev has more followers than everyone I just named. By far. 1.9 million I think he has. Jeremy Stevens, Calvin Kattar, that's not getting co-main event. This fight could well be the co-main event. And Hernandez, if he pulls this one off like I think he actually could, we're going to be off. We're going to be off. We'll see. We'll see. He's coming back from an injury. I just want to see a weigh-in. I want to see the fight build a little bit closer. I want to hear some things. I want to really double check Islam Makhachev's height, because I'm guaranteeing you he's almost 6 foot tall. Because I see him stand very tall above Khabib. I just feel as though Hernandez could get him. Like Adriano Martins did. And I know that Islam Makhachev is very crisp. But Davey Ramos is a jiu-jitsu expert. And he dropped you to one knee, Makhachev. Cutting a bit of weight there, my friend. And you don't seem to implement a dominant wrestling game in any of your fights. You seem to be very... I'm talking to Islam Makhachev right now. You seem to be very defensive, Makhachev. Okay? And I'm talking to you right now. You're very defensive on the feet. You wait for your moment to have someone in a little bit of trouble. And then you pounce. But what about that defensive period? When you're just feeling them out on your feet? What if you have a guy using a little bit of TJ Dillashaw-esque movement in front of you that comes out like a bat out of hell, ready to throw KO punches, looking for a first round KO to shock the world and be a huge underdog on the main stage in the biggest fight of your career? I'm picking Hernandez by first round KO. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and say what you fucking want. Kutalaba would have finished Ankleev. I'm a true believer in that, okay? I don't care what you say. We can see the rematch, whatever happens. I think Kutalaba would have cracked him because it was going exactly as I thought it would, with him luring Ankleev into a brawl. I'm not just picking against Dagestanis, okay? I know I'm picking Ferguson against Khabib as well. I know it seems like there's an ulterior motive. I feel like Kevin Lee. I see so many holes. So many holes in all of their games. But they just win. They just win. So, I don't know. Some of them lose, though. And Makhachev could. Hernandez, I think, has got it. I don't care what you say. Goodbye. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Click that button there. See you later.